Everything ready?
Yes, yes, yes. Peace, peace, peace. Just please, peace, peace.
Mm-hmm.
Love and wisdom.
I hope the internet land who's listening have peace of mind. Because that's what they deserve. If they don't have it, that's what they deserve. Peace of mind.
Peace, love, and wisdom to all.
Mm-hmm.
This divine council meeting. Oh, yes, all beautiful. Unless you want me to start.
Hmm?
So unless y'all want me to start.
Oh, I started. It's ready to go. It's time to take off.
This is the last session.
Yeah, last three. Super. I hope everybody get it. This is the last, as the old saying, last call for alcohol when they're in the bar. But we ain't in the bar. We standing in truth.
After we had started backwards.
Yeah, and
but
came
this
forward.
is,
Yeah.
This is the beginning.
Yeah, this year we on three. The narrative. Super three, the narrative. El Quasar. Narrative. There are many storytellers and there are many narratives. But are they the true narrative? What they say, is it right or wrong? Let's get into it, see what's going on here. Oh, you who believe, let it be said, El moved to the restorer, the one who reinstates and who brings back all.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I need to read it again. The restorer, the one who reinstates and who brings. What if somebody need to be reinstated of their sins? Who passed away or have been missing person. Who brings back all in the third name of Allah, the infinite, the unique, the all-knowing. There's nothing is lost from the story of humanity.
Nothing.
Think about that.
Yeah, nothing. Let's go into it.
Think about that. Nothing
Yeah.
is lost.
Yes.
From anything that's been said from sweet Jesus to Abraham and Moses and the list goes on and the prophet Muhammad and no one.
And including yourself.
Thank you, sir.
So
I appreciate
it's very,
that.
it's, yeah,
I
it's
appreciate
very,
that.
No, this is about knowing.
including yourself.
Yes, this is
Beautiful.
specific.
Perfect.
This is it's specifically about understanding and knowing the knowledge of self. So when it comes to this statement, we need to understand that this is a very big statement covering anything that comes into life,
Yes,
but
indeed.
importantly, humanity.
Yes, indeed.
So when it comes to philanthropic actions, philanthropy, this is the biggest act of philanthropy. That nothing
is lost.
So anything that could be thought of that you were saying about thinking, none of that included can be lost because that's part of humanity.
Right on.
Nothing.
Nothing.
We got to remember, ain't nothing uncreated. See, this is taking us back to the very beginning. Before in the beginning.
Thank you. Before any Bible or any Holy Quran was printed or any book. Come on with it.
Oh, I'm just listening, as well as bringing how everybody has played a pivotal into the collective understanding of the identity of who we are.
Right on.
So as it was said about a lot, goes back to bringing the validity of that statement.
Right on.
If Allah is the creator of creation and Allah is the bringer of Islam, collect all understandings from our divine teachers and masterminds of incline. When we talking about what they left behind, there go the line up in the proof. If we go get the theology out the library or the black man, the message to the black man, you will see this lineup. Islam has no birth record.
Right on.
Because the same way not be lost.
There you go.
So this is something we need to understand as a collective, but more importantly as an individual. Because the individual is what adds to the collective. That if nothing is lost, then what are we really doing with life? Why do we really need to understand life? This is what a good beginning point as you read and keep breaking it down. Nothing is lost as we keep going forward, because we're going to hear about different stories. The loss of identity. The black children don't have no identity, lost in mind. These are critical angles of today. That if you have a voice and a platform to speak and bring justice to any form, then you shall be able to do it in these forms.
That's correct.
Because all it takes is to hear. And then if you bring yourself out of the bondage wheel into the free wheel.
Right on. Because for some reason, somehow in our lifetime, we know we do get lost in the things that we do, and even the truth that we have heard before, that some of the things are missing. And we've been warned and been told that falsehood and truth is strangely mixed. And and then many stories has been told on humanity. Now we know this for a fact.
I'm glad you bringing that up.
Oh yeah. This thing is big.
It's big, and we got to know the beginning. And once we know the beginning, this is a critical topic.
It's time. Because see, if we missed the boat or missed the picture or didn't get it right, or falling short, then we have a narrative, which is the third name of Allah, that tells you can be at ease, because here's the solution. Here's the remedy. I have it.
This is very important.
If you missed it. And if you did in gaining your knowledge and with your wisdom, and you thought that you had it right, but you still came up short. This is what we're going to talk about today.
And I want to interject the etymology of the word lost. The word lost means wasted, ruined, spent in vain, gone astray.
Oh, we.
So when it comes to Allah, that can never happen.
Look at here.
Have you heard of the word nothing?
Yes.
Well, nothing is lost from the story of humanity.
Yeah.
So including who you are in this reality we call it life.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's always somewhere, but we got to figure out where is that somewhere.
Right on, brother. Right on.
So we get in the narrative to the beginning
Beautiful.
before there was a in the beginning.
Beautiful. 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 I'm glad you mentioned that about life, because we all have life, and some of us just don't know what to do with our lives. Now, ain't that a problem?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has life, but just don't know what to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about the story of humanity and the purpose of life and what to do with it.
Mm-hmm. And we are under the subject matter today in our great council meeting under the word narrative.
Narrative.
So we want to know and understand
Right on.
for self
What
is narrative.
Yeah.
We're going to get the true definition from the Sufa,
Right
but
on.
just to give your left hemisphere something to bounce off of,
Yeah.
here come the left hemisphere, narrative.
Yeah.
A tale, a story.
Mm.
So we finna get
A true story.
a true story, a true account.
Woo-wee.
We just want to know this is a biographical, historical account.
Yes, indeed.
Just like humanity
Yes,
is
indeed.
a historical account.
Yes, indeed. And we do know this, that the listening ear have heard many accounts.
Mm-hmm.
5, number 5. The story of our beginning. Did you hear that, y'all?
Mm-hmm.
We just read that nothing is lost from the story of humanity. So now it's going to narrate the story of our beginning. Because you have heard once upon a time that in the beginning was the Word.
And so this is very important right here.
Yes.
Our, not God.
Yeah.
Our.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna see
No
there's
fiction.
no, you don't see
Yeah.
God coming up on the
Yeah.
literary text.
That's right. That's right. It said the story of our beginning,
our,
not the beginning of God.
not in the beginning. The story of our beginning.
Our beginning.
Meaning we all a part.
Oh, yes, indeed.
As the Grand Circle 7 say.
Yes, indeed.
No man lives unto himself.
Oh, we.
This is the story of our beginnings.
Yes, indeed. Mm-hmm.
Time never was when man was not.
Oh, yes.
So as we continue,
Number 6 says, the story.
it's such a
Do
beautiful.
you just said? Story of how we came to be men and women. 7 said, from the soul of the earth.
It's on 6 and 7.
You've heard from the book of Genesis that he took a little earth and took a little clay and molded it and shaped. In that beginning of the Genesis, now somebody telling the story of how everything got started in the beginning, but hold up. Go ahead.
So as I get the reference on the screen so people view Genesis.
Oh, you put it in
with, in the account of Genesis is broken down into days. So first day, creation was created. On the 6th day, man was created.
Okay.
He indeed created them, male and female. Now, let's see if this account continues. Standing version. So now, once we shift from Genesis account to the Sufa account, which predates the KJV account, we have no consideration of days.
Sure doesn't say anything about that.
It tells us in number 6, this is the story of how we
came to be.
So our beginnings, just like the word beginning begins with be. Our beginnings begins with coming to be.
Right on.
Men and women. Now it's a difference right there. He didn't say, it don't say boys and girls or infants and child.
Kids or billy goats.
That's important right there.
It is.
Because to be is future tense.
That's right.
So a child is not born a woman or a man.
That's right.
Let's say in a sense. They are coming to be a man and a woman. So that stage in between of becoming and being, this is the understanding that we're delivered through this narrative. This narrative is to reinstate and bring back all the restoration of understanding, knowledge, and wisdom. To bring self free will back to its highest peak. Because the free will has been bonded by society's dark path. So we have to understand the restoration process is understanding your beginnings. Now, that's Genesis. Now, in Christianity, their beginnings begin with the biblical account, with sin being attached to Adam. The Genesis account has 2 creation accounts. So the first Genesis is the first creation account, and chapter 2 of Genesis is the second. Through the second creation account is where you get the attachment of this word called sin. Chapter 2 Genesis, read your own study to understand what's on the screen. On the screen, we have reading that entitled Dealing with Original Sin. Now we're going to read, it states, original sin is the Christian doctrine that holds that humans, we just read about humanity, right? Humans, through the fact of birth, inherited, through the fact of birth,
Through birth.
Through birth.
Yeah.
Remember, we just read. You just read.
Yeah. Through being born.
Mm-hmm. Through the fact of birth, inherit a tainted nature with a proclivity to sinful conduct.
Goodness, that can't.
In need of regeneration. So this is the account of where original sin originates in the Christian theology.
That's in the Bible?
Yes. And this is what the Catholicism holds up as the church foundation. This is why you have repentance. And this is what everything connects to, this narrative right here.
What chapter and what verse that is?
This is off the internet. This is open public knowledge. Type in on your Google search engine, original sin. And you will get the truth that's been hidden from you. So this is why the account of what's being brought forth is so important. Because when you line these accounts of creation up, they're not the same.
They're not the same. Right.
So now we got to say,
contrary.
If they're not the same, then which one is got to deal with wisdom?
That's right.
So Genesis 2 have brought forth that Adam and Eve have brought forth the sins of all humanity. So where it says humanity, they saying that all humanity is sinful because of the birth of Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
Which is the second account creation.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with the first account.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which what we reading
yeah.
is a more richer version of the first account.
Yeah. Well, what I like to ask the question, how can the liars come after which the liar didn't give life or the writer didn't, but yet he can take life and condemn it and make it sin and to be born and to have life? How indeed, you know what? Can someone say that precious as life is, now life is sinful? Somebody is starting to lie here. Somebody is starting to lie when you break it down.
And so let's keep that in mind. This said how we came to be men and women.
Yeah.
And then it said
how we came into existence. It said from the earth. Now, in the book of Genesis 1 and 2, it speaks about the light of the stars in the creation.
In the first Genesis, where it's talk about the firmament. So let me pull that.
I remember reading that in one of those days that he created the firmament, which was the heaven and the earth. But that still don't coexist with what was just read. He said that we come from the earth and the light of the star. It ain't said about nothing about those 6 days, and then he decided to make man, because from day 1 to 5, he was already the earth and the heaven was already existed, according to the book, to the Bible.
Okay, on let's see what Genesis chapter 1:16. Genesis chapter 1:16. I'm gonna start at 15. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. 16, highlight. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also, and God set them in the firmament of heaven to give light upon the earth. So there's no association with self. It's telling you what God did.
Mm-hmm.
And the narrative that we have is telling you our beginnings.
That's right. That's right.
There's no separation.
Ain't no separation.
Our beginnings
Yeah.
begins with becoming men and women
Yeah.
from.
Yeah.
This is what is key.
Yeah.
As I shift back to the
Yeah.
Sufa,
Yeah.
number 7,
Hmm.
from the soil of the earth.
Uh-oh.
See, and now this is what goes with the circle 7, chapter 1.
Let's see what it reads.
Now seed, start right here for those who can see where it's highlighted. Now seed are perfect, are as perfect as the source from which they come, but they are not unfolded into life made manifest. The child is as perfect as the mother is. So man, the seed, must be planted in a soil. Now we read back to the Suf.
From the soil of the earth.
From the soil of the earth. Man must be deep planted in a soil that he might grow.
Look at this.
Unfold as does the bud unfold to show the flower.
Right on.
The human seed that came forth from the heart of Allah was foreordained to be the Lord of the plane of soul and the plane of things made manifest.
That's beautiful.
See, the creation accounts.
Yeah, and that's a different account too, brother. And that's in line with what we just read about the light of the stars.
And this is what we call Islam.
Yeah.
And Sufian Islam.
Yeah.
This is our state craft.
It is.
This is meaning this is how we craft every state that we in, of, above, under, all around, everywhere.
Yeah.
The highest way is a state of mind. And this is why we have to understand through comprehension these different accounts. And this is why confusion, because no one ain't laying them aside.
That's right.
So when you see them lay them side by side, you have a conscience in your heart to be able to tell.
To tell something ain't right.
To right from wrong.
Right from wrong. That's what I'm talking about.
So now when we speaking about what's clear is what's right.
That's right.
What's not clear is what's wrong.
That's right. That's right. And you can see the translator making his move, or he was just ignorant to the fight, and he did the best he could. But I ain't gonna accept that. I know a snake when I see one, and I know when someone is trying to deceive me, Shay. I know this.
And that's why we got to bring in the last creation account just out of this section of what we're studying.
Yeah.
The New Testament, the Genesis is the Old Testament creation account.
What it said in the New.
The New Testament, people don't understand that's a creation account.
All right.
So when we come in the New Testament, this is why it starts just like Genesis. We got in the beginning, John chapter 1. They're going to 3 words again. In the beginning. So this is a totally new, granted to us by the New Testament.
Yeah.
So the New Testament creation account sounds like this. In the beginning was the Word.
Whoa.
And the Word was with God.
Wait a minute.
And the Word was God.
Whoa. no earth, no heaven, no firmament, no man, and no woman.
Come on with it. If they ain't-
Hey,
I
man,
see-
quit playing with me.
I see you
man.
comprehending.
This is damn Jubal, man.
I see you
Don't play
comprehending.
game with me.
That's the council meeting. We got to bring it to the table.
Come on now.
These accounts, so at least the people can choose. You know, they're afforded all accounts.
Yeah, but they begin to see clearly.
Begin to see.
The muddy water,
Right.
or the clear water. Now.
Right.
Yeah. Internet land out there.
Right. So now it creates a new creation account. And as you just mentioned, none of that was there.
Yeah. Okay.
Now all of that now has become a new creation.
All right.
Now, are we understanding what the New Testament is using as the new creation account? The word.
The word. So now, in this here New Testament, is this a new word that you trying to push over on me? Because you were saying in the beginning was the word. What is this word? Because every word has a sound to it and associated with a name. So when you say word, could you be a little bit more specific?
See, and that's where the writers wanted in that creation account then made it that way. So people wouldn't understand that this is a new narrative that you're going to start to believe in.
Yeah.
And if this new narrative is not of the old, the true account, then it's another road to nowhere.
That's right.
A way to lostness.
That's right.
To be astray.
Yeah.
So now people say through this new creation account of the New Testament, the new word is God, was God.
Yeah.
See, and now you have to correlate. This is why last council meeting, I interjected that only one creature can speak word.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're given the power of that creature who can speak word. Now they're giving them the power of the Almighty.
Yeah.
Not through righteousness and holiness,
there you go.
but through the word. Not through living, but through word.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you can claim you own.
Yeah.
You can claim the souls of others through word.
Yeah.
Like what it says, tainted through birth.
Yeah.
That means the birth certificate.
Yeah.
See, in they new creation story, this is how they account for the word was God.
Yeah.
And they control the birth, which is the birth certificate.
Yeah.
Now they control every word on it.
Look at this.
So now they become the God.
Sure have. This is what the trick been playing.
So this is the trick of why Jesus is accepted as God.
God, yeah.
Incarnated flesh.
Yeah.
Well, you know that cannot be.
Yeah, we've been doing.
And so that has happened to be because of their new creation account.
Yeah.
And all scholars know John is not a true gospel.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
So back to the true Sufa, the true gospel, the everlasting gospel.
Yeah. Would you go back and read that with what in the second beginning again?
Okay, the second beginning.
Yeah, go back and read that second beginning again
Of the New Testament.
And read a verse or two
Of the New Testament.
what you just read. Yeah, the New Testament.
Okay, chapter 1, verse 1 in John. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God.
Yeah, I want you to see it. So they could see for themselves. We ain't got to take our word for it.
Okay,
Maybe they overlooked something.
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. Now, if we stop right there, and I was to stop the church right there, and I was to ask the church, who are we talking about right there? What would the church response be?
Yeah.
That's Christ. See, this is the new creation account.
Yeah, where they come and bringing Jesus in.
They bringing Jesus in slowly and saying he was with God at the beginning.
Yeah.
While the Old Testament is contrary to that.
Yeah. All right. Now, I want to point something out. What you just read didn't make the statement that was Jesus.
Right. When you go to the Genesis account, when it says in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth was without form and void. Darkness was upon the face of the deep.
Yeah.
And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. So was there any association with that creator in the Genesis account, chapter 1?
No, chapter 1.
He was alone.
He was alone. Nah.
In the New Testament account, he's not alone.
Yeah.
The same was with him in the beginning was God.
Yeah.
Number 2, the same was in the beginning with God.
Oh,
all things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made.
This is the New Testament.
So this is how the Trinity is birthed. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Yeah.
This is how they started creating.
Yeah.
You won't find the word Trinity in the Bible. If you read it yourself, you never seen Trinity.
I know, sure haven't.
That is latter-day cock-a-doodle spaniel. This is man-made shams, taking us away from what the true account of creation is, which is the Sufa 3. How everything was really created. I hope this is good. I'm having fun.
Yeah, this a whole lot of speculation going on here too now, and then a lot of things been changing. You can see clearly that the deception going on here. I don't mean no harm, but if you can think at all, you should be able to see. Okay, let's go back to Genesis. And the part where he said, let us make man.
Okay.
Now, because see, some ain't adding up here now. Now, here, where we come up with where we come up with us if he was alone in the first, in the Bible, in the book, first chapter of Genesis, where he was operating by himself. And all of a sudden, somebody with him now. Didn't say who it is. But he said, let us. And in my schooling coming up, us mean plural. Go ahead. You got it. You got it.
Yep, I got it pulled up. Genesis chapter 1:26. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness. So 27. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them.
He him.
And so the question is the plural, the plurality.
Yeah.
God said, let us.
Yeah.
So now it comes from a singular to a plural. That's where you get the Trinity. See, and they created a whole Trinitarian ideology of a doctrine through this. By the time you leave Old Testament and come into the New Testament, you coming into a Trinity. Yeah. This is the new birth and the new creation account.
Us in swing,
right, which was stolen from a prior text, Genesis 1. See, that comes from, you have to know the science of the Kabbalah. That's how Genesis 1 was constructed and all holy texts that was compiled during those times. This was the legend or the key that created all religious texts to follow after 12th century. But what we reading from is pre-12th century.
Yeah, pre-12, yeah. That's how we know when something ain't right and when something ain't.
And so this is bringing in, as you see, God created man in his own image. That's a different statement. Then let us make man in our image and after our likeness. Then the next line say, so God created man in his own image.
Now this is in the book of Genesis.
This is in the book of Genesis. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. So bringing it back to a singular instead of a plural.
I wonder why they couldn't be a little bit more specific when they say he, him, instead of saying he and she or he, him. You're talking about two individuals, but when we make the term die him, when we use the term logic and say these words here, when we say he and him, we're talking about a male. I want to be clear now. And when we talking about a female, we say she. And her.
That's right.
But you said he, him. Now, I want to read another verse and then I want to question or something because you said something about the baby and born a sinner right in the one of those books. I think that was Genesis.
Yes, that's the original sin. That's what holds up Christianity.
Oh, okay, now I want to read this next verse from the Sufian.
Okay.
The 8th verse said that we talking about where man come from, how they came. It was said from the earth and the light of the stars. Now, it says in the next verse, it said the story. We talking about this creation going on now. Of the story of divine influence. Divine influence and our relationship.
Now stop right there.
Divine in influence and divine in our relationship. Our relation. Go ahead.
This what cancels out all other creation account.
That's what I'm talking about.
No other creation account includes divinity. So then afforded the proof of existence. So now they can make a better decision to understand themselves.
Yeah.
So you either gonna understand yourself from two dichotomies.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be from the truth.
Yeah.
Or from the falsehood.
Yeah.
And the falsehood is going to lead you into Genesis,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to lead you to the Old Testament Genesis and the New Testament of John.
Yeah, I want to ask you one more other question. In the New Testament, the first 4 books is Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Now, when you say John, are you referring to Saint John or John 1 or John?
Yeah,
the
four Gospel John.
Okay.
That's how it opens up.
Okay.
All these are creation accounts.
Okay. All right.
Creating the new
Okay.
word.
Yeah. You see the starting point.
And so this is why people believe but don't have any knowing.
Yeah.
So now when you read that, the story of our divine
influence, not no sinful. This is what I'm pointing out.
That's the point.
Divine is sin.
Yes. So when we go to the word influence.
Oh, we already know what that means.
I'm glad you bring that up.
We all fueling food.
Yeah, but we never knew about divine influence.
No.
So that means we always underestimated influence itself.
The influence that we haven't been born with is a sinful influence. That's been put. This is my point. Sinful influence.
Now check this out. Now this is the left brain hemisphere of the definition and etymon of influence. So astro means stars. Didn't we just read that we came
from the stars,
from the light of the stars? Okay, influence comes from, that term means streaming ethereal power from the stars when in certain positions, acting upon the character and destiny of me.
Look at that there with you, please, Mr. Ladies and Gentlemen.
It's how important.
Did you hear that?
The study.
Ooh-wee. That was a powerful word definition you just read, son.
Powerful. Ethereal power.
Yeah.
Streaming.
Yeah.
See, they know about streaming services and live and streaming, and they using this knowledge. They using the knowledge for their understanding. Since we don't have the knowledge, we don't understand it, and therefore we ain't getting the greatest amount out of life. They know the life is controlled by the stars.
Yes, indeed.
So there's 3 forms that we got to pay attention to.
Yeah.
There's a soil of the earth.
Yep.
There's a light of the stars. And there's a divine influence
in our relation.
And then, these 3, and then our relation to these 3.
There you go.
So this is very important when we saying influence. Influence acts upon your character.
There you go. Divine influence.
So now, right.
Not no
so now when we put the word divine in front of influence.
We talking about truth, baby.
We talking about pertaining to the deity, proceeding from Allah. And the highest degree. Heavenly. So this is the highest peak experience that you can experience, is the divine influence.
Look at you.
And we have a relation to divinity. So that wipes and throws the ideology and the dogma of original sin.
They got rid of that.
We could throw that baby out with the bathwater.
With the dirty bathwater. Right on, brother. Right on. And for some reason, the the human family have swallowed these lies with hook and lead and zinc. Because they really believe that they are influenced by sin, being born, and being a sinner, being born, just to be born and you're a sinner. I could never accept that. I just can't. I ain't never believed that. Even if I was told that, I couldn't. It just something wasn't right about it. I thought you had to act, commit something. You have to do something, not just being born and inherit something.
That's where Christianity starts. And that's why they have salvation as a course.
Mm-hmm.
So now when we see those three, now we can understand when we come into the circle 7. In the first account of the creation,
Mm-hmm.
it says that all finite things will cease to be, because there was a time when they were not. So when we was a child, that was finite.
Yeah.
That ceased to be.
That's right.
So we coming to be men and women.
Yeah.
Soon that's gonna cease to be.
That's gonna cease to be. Just like all my brothers is going on my head.
Right. So we have to understand.
Yeah.
Just as you didn't know that you was gonna be a man or a woman when you was a child.
That's right.
Just the same thing. You don't know what's coming after death.
That's right.
But now with the true account of creation,
now
you know what's coming.
We know what's coming. How about that?
So now I want to come into the circle 7 and show how this lines up right with it.
Yeah.
The prophet said, the bodies and the souls of men are finite things.
Mm-hmm.
The bodies, that's the soil of the earth.
Yep.
The soul, that's the light of the stars.
Beautiful.
These both are finite things.
Beautiful.
Why? Because the Sufa says that the story of divine influence.
Yeah.
Meaning there's a realm higher than the stars.
Mm-hmm.
And that's called the ethereal or the ethereal power. So there's 3 levels that we have to understand. The body is one level. The soul is another level. Is the second level. And both of these will change. From the finite point of view, you will see them, and then existence, you will see them.
That's right.
No longer.
That's right.
The time will come where they will be no more.
That's right.
Now, when concerning the people that we see on earth and then we see them no more, they passed on.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Now, it says, but man himself is not the body nor the soul.
How about that?
So we not the earth nor the light of the stars.
Yeah.
He/she is a spirit.
Yeah.
That goes the divine influence. And a part of Allah.
Yeah, there you go.
And there go your divine creator.
There you go.
Then it says creative faith. That's divine influence. Creative faith is the divine influence that gave to man, to spirit man, a soul that he might function on the plane of soul.
Beautiful.
Remember, it got correspondence.
That's so beautiful. That's so beautiful.
The divine influence gave him a body, a body of the flesh that you might function on the plane of manifest.
Beautiful.
Now, why did divine influence give to spirit man a soul that he might function on the plane of soul?
Yeah.
Why did the divine influence give to soul a body of the flesh that he might function on the plane of things made manifest? So these are the 3 to understand our divine creator.
Yes, indeed.
So the creative faith is akin to the ethereal power that acts upon the character and the destiny of man.
Yeah.
Which acts upon your soul, which is from a star. And this is why your body is the shape of a star.
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
You should get.
Can't deny that.
You can't deny that.
Can't deny that.
So when we talking about kin folks, brothers and sisters, we need to actually raise up the elevation of it and realize we related to divinity.
Yeah. Okay, I want to point out two things here that you read when we were talking about the beginning. You read in the Bible, in the book of Genesis, that God did this, God did that, and then in the New Testament, it was talking about the word instead of God. Okay, now, let's go back to Genesis, the Old Testament and the New Testament. I noticed that the word divine is not present.
In any translation in the Bible, it's not present.
I'm just pointing that out. Because we have it here as present. Yeah, and when present. You take away divinity, you are taking away purification, truth,
everlasting life.
Everlasting life.
This is the most important, is everlasting
eternity,
life.
All the influence.
Now you making something divine thinks it's below an animal.
That's right.
This is what Christianity have done through their translators.
That's what they have done.
They have corrupted the true accounts of creation.
They have.
And have confused the people for selfish gain.
That's right.
They are self-serving demons.
That's right.
Who are calling themselves Illuminati.
Yeah.
The people who run, I'm talking about the Pope.
Yeah.
And his host.
Yeah.
All these people are saying they are collective grim reaper of the earth.
Yeah.
And savaging all souls, spirits, and bodies.
Right. That's exactly what's going on, people.
But you can't savage a soul or a spirit in a body if they got the right mind.
That's correct. That's correct right there. And seeing this what been done to the melanated peoples of the earth, that someone have hijacked their mind. Can I read this next verse?
Please.
And this is where the hijacking come in at. Number 9. Even if false words, y'all, and false claim be inserted. Now this where the deception comes in at. Can I remind everybody that there's been a claim been laid on this land, what they call the United States of America? And they proclaim this right here, that Columbus was the one that discovered America. And it translated the Holy Bible. We claiming him something now. Let me read 9 again. Even if, did you get it? Did you get my point? Do you get my drift? There's been some lying going on, just straight to the point.
Straight to the point. Men with that New Testament
with the
creation,
false words.
they use false words.
Yep.
And these false words made false claims.
Yep. That's what I'm pointing out.
So now we understanding not this word divine. When you look up the word divinity, divinity is an old word that's related back to the 1300 that says the science of divine things, comma, theology, the quality or character of being divine, a divine being.
What you say? A divine being?
Yes. This is what we are at our core.
That's right.
And all these texts have been taking us away from this
our
core element. This is our purest substance.
Yes, indeed.
Is that we are divine beings.
Right on. That's right. And that's what these scriptures had done. They have absolutely robbed us, the translators, the writers, and this wasn't by no coincidence. This was all intentional.
The Bible shows us that.
That's why the scripture warns us about what? False preachers and false teachers. And we ought to be able today bear witness to what's been said and what we see. Do you see any false preachers and teachers? Have you ran into one or two of them?
As I said, they've gone out into the world, sowing they false seeds. This is why this understanding is critical for oneself. Because people are going to insert words, insert claims. But now that you know and understand knowledge of self, you can't be doomed and tricked and duped and hoodwinked, bamboozled, sandwag, anything. You can't get that because you have knowledge of self. You did the knowledge of self. And then number 10, when you finna, and then let's stop at the 10. That bring it home.
All right. Number 10. Nothing may be erased, destroyed, or corrupted.
There you go.
And man and women have set out to erase the truth, destroy the truth, and corrupt the truth by mixing falsehood with truth and mixing good with bad and bad with good.
See, and this is very important. Even though they have written these biblios, these Bibles, these books, saying they are scriptures, when these scriptures are false scriptures, they have created these Bibles and shoved them in our faces, our worlds, and shoved the words down our mind. And now it's saying that the truth, no matter what has happened, even by imposters and fraudsters, that if we find the knowledge, that this knowledge can never be erased. So they can claim what they claim, but nothing may be erased. So our memory, who we are, cannot be erased.
It can't be erased.
Our purest self can't be erased, destroyed, or corrupted, no matter how corrupted the texts are. But now that we have knowing and understanding of wisdom of the divine, our nature is divine at its purest. And purity is divinity. So purity, you cannot destroy purity. So now all the man and woman have to know now that all the words we have heard has been lies upon our ears. And that now we understand the knowledge of self, which is the science of divinity. The theology, as the Honorable brought us, the theology of time was the divinity of time. And how the black man is divine in his nature.
That's right.
And the same thing Noble Drew Ali brought forth to bring forth Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
That's right.
Allah and man are one.
Right on.
This is what has been hidden. The true creation says our beginning.
Yeah.
Our relation.
That's right.
To the divine influence.
The true story.
That none of this could be erased.
Right.
That we from the light of the stars.
Yeah.
And we from the ethos of divinity.
Yeah. You know, and when I pause for the cause and just look what man set out to do, and that was to deceive the people of the earth.
That's it.
All I see is here's lie after lie after lie. And now all these lies have become our reality. All the books that have been written for us to live by and go by. And I've read that where the truth don't change. Every time I turn around, their laws and their methods change every day to fit their needs and their benefit, what they call legislature. Just look where we at now.
I want to reference that point what you just made with truth. That's in the Circle 7, chapter 7.
All right, go ahead.
So all this changing.
Well, this is what we're getting, because when we go back and we look at the book of Genesis and in the Old Testament, and then when we go to the New Testament and we look at that, we see a change.
We see changes. So we know that's not the truth.
That's not the truth.
Automatically.
That's not the truth.
That's not the truth.
And then the sad part about it, that these old lying preachers get all on TV and preach this gospel. It's gospel and gossip for the truth. And then have the audacity and talk about, if it ain't from the Bible, give me the Bible and the scripture, and they can do this and do that. They all need to sit down somewhere. Because all they doing is messing the people's minds up just like theirs. They confused and confusing the congregation. And that's where we at today as I speak. I see it each and every day. How people are confused. They think the book of Acts said there is a way that seems right unto man, but the end thereof is death. And this is why. Because they've been deceived.
And that's why. Because of changing of truth.
Yep.
And this is what we was alerted with the Circle 7. We're going to bring that forth and put that on the record after the Al Sufian. But it also alert us that man is truth and falsehood strangely mixed.
Yeah, that's what it said.
So he has to do work upon himself
to get out from under that.
To get from the lower self.
That's right.
So you can live in the higher self.
Live amongst the stars from whence thou came. The verse 11 says, once created in the mind and dream of Allah. I guess the European didn't know this right here.
This is critical right here to our understanding for self-knowledge.
Yeah. This is critical.
This is critical right here. Because no creation story creates like this.
Okay.
This is what they changed from the truth into a falsehood.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to read it again. The 11th verse. It said, once created in the mind, in the mind, and
in the mind.
In the mind.
The Genesis say God spoke and said, let there be light. We ain't getting that here.
No. You said that right. Once created in the mind, and dream of Allah. Can man deny that he don't have a mind? Can man deny that he doesn't dream? He fit both description and character. And this is the sweet part about it. It cannot be uncreated. In the European, let me tell you this here. Stop wasting your time. Quit being a foolish fool each and every day trying to change what cannot be unchanged. You're wasting your time. That what been created cannot be uncreated. The 12th verse goes on to say this, that Allah is the ultimate narrative. You know what? All I could think about was some of the lessons that we studied in all those levels of consciousness. The highest of all levels of consciousness is ultra. You see the connection?
Mm-hmm.
Connecting with the ultimate narrative, the true storyteller.
Mm-hmm. And that's what's very important. Because as we come into this grand understanding right here, this is the wisdom of a lifetime right here. Because no creation account gets specific and direct to how all of this is created.
Mm-hmm.
The closest you get after seeing everything is how everything was created. It says God spoke.
Yeah.
You know, basically the light, the stars, the sun, the moon, the trees, the ground, spoke.
Yeah.
This is what the most ancient, most people hold as a pository of a belief of the how creation began.
Yeah.
So now we're getting deeper into that.
Yeah.
Before in the beginning.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So when it says once created in the mind, this is letting us know now this is where the divine influence is at.
There you go.
Now we done left the realm of the earth, the soil of the earth.
Yeah.
We done left the realm of the light of the stars.
That's right.
And now we in the realm of the divine influence.
Right on. Beyond. Right on.
So the mind is a part of the divine.
Yes, it is.
The mind is divine. And how you know the mind is divine, because this is the next level of life. You still alive when you not in the body.
Yeah.
You still can go to a reality that don't consist of a natural physical body.
Yeah. There you go.
you go to another reality
There you
where
go.
a natural physical body is not needed, but self
just self alone,
is still
spirit alone.
There you go. So that's the dream that
Yeah.
Allah is telling us.
Yes, indeed.
When it's mentioned of what we read about in the al-Mumit or the death about the eternal existence, this is the dream of Allah. So now I want to bring in the definition of dream. So we have this to show you how powerful dream
People
is.
don't realize how powerful that is.
The word dream originates from two ancient Gaelic words, drio and dreo, meaning wizard, magician, or divine. Divine and am, meaning time. So dre and am, dream, dream, dream. Hence the original meaning of dream literally means divine time.
Oh, ain't that beautiful? Hey, would you look up mine? Let's kind of get a idea of what that might be.
So once created in the mind.
Let's
pull up some of these sources.
Now, I never thought dream could be so powerful.
Oh yeah, my sources are powerful. Then
I
just
never
don't come
thought
off the tip.
anybody out there in radio land or internet land would think of dream being so powerful. Ooh, we boy, this some powerful lesson here we have in the thing.
Mine on the Edamon, I'm gonna do two versions, so we have two left and right hemisphere.
Okay.
So left hemisphere, this mind, that which feels, wills, and thinks. The intellect.
What you say?
Memory, remembrance, state of being remembered. Thought, purpose, conscious mind, intellect, intention.
Ooh, look at the meaning of that.
The thinking process. Mental disposition. Right.
Is that beautiful enough? And remember what I read in the 11th verse. It said, once created in the mind and the dream of Allah. Once that's done, it can't be undone. And I'm so forever grateful to be given such a wonderful gift in divine and be able to be created in divinity and be part of divinity and be part of Allah. I'm forever grateful.
That's what it's understanding for.
I'm so grateful.
That's why you will live a virtuous life once you have this understanding of the wisdom of
and you notice it's something I'm learning
the
about.
divine mind.
And you know what it's on? And that's why it's good to do good and practice doing good. Because once you practice that and get a taste of goodness, you don't want to go back to the bad. Because you enjoying the goodness thereof. your headaches, your stomachache, your constipation, your all your troubles being left behind.
Can be resolved by the mind.
Yeah.
This is what most don't know because
Yeah,
they
all
under
that
belief.
can be dissolved by the mind. This mind will keep you from having all these problems.
I know because I am.
Right on.
And this is why I'm bringing forth. Ain't nobody bringing this type of
Beautiful.
knowledge forth. Go to your churches, go to your pastors, go to your elders,
Don't waste your
go
time.
to your preachers, go to your elders.
Don't waste your
And
time.
let's see who's sharper in mind.
Right on.
Who really understand
Right on.
wisdom of the divinity.
Right on.
This is where we all should. This is our end goal, as you said about the different systems of consciousness. And ultra conscious is the highest of all consciousness. People ain't even saying that word yet. Barely hear super conscious.
That's right.
So now, when we're talking about ultra conscious, that's divine mind.
That's what it is.
You able to now
Yeah.
be uncreated.
Right on.
This is when the Sufis say these are the ones that never can die.
There you. That's what I'm talking about.
That's a divine mind.
Yeah.
So now check this out with the definition of mind. The second definition, that was the left hemisphere. Here come the right hemisphere.
All right, go ahead.
The 5 functional states of consciousness. Did you catch that?
Yeah.
The mind defines
Define.
the consciousness, the interconsciousness, the subconscious, the superconscious, and the ultra conscious.
Yes, indeed.
Is all in control by the mind.
Yeah.
The mind control it all.
Oh, ain't that beautiful?
And it says the mind is the higher order divine being, distinct from the physical and the biological processes of its body. Its body. Don't you have a body? This is of your body. You not even physical or biological. That's your body. Your mind is a totally distinct from physical and biological processes. Now check this out. The mind, the word mind, originates from the ancient Gaelic word M-U-I-D. Now look at the very word that's under Sufa narrative 3. That's how we, as more Sufians, say mind. That word mind comes from this word M-U-I-D, means to educate, instruct, and teach. As mind labels certain systems, properties, and functional states of consciousness, the term mind is equivalent to the term awareness. See, so this narrative, what narrative you associate with is your awareness. So this is why before the creator, as we read the Sufa 4, which is the creator, we go into the highest level, which now we at Sufa 3, which the mind is what births the creator. Yeah. This is why it's saying once in the created in the mind of Allah. And so there's 3 forms of mind, being the lower mind, the lower self, the higher mind, the higher self, and the divine mind, the divine self.
Ain't that beautiful? Ain't that beautiful?
So this is why it's so important for us to understand once, not twice.
Yeah.
So once we exist, as we come into existence, we cannot never exist.
That's right.
Now you gonna exist somewhere.
That's right.
You gotta decide
born,
your
that's
destiny
right.
of fate.
There you go. There you go.
From divinity, because you're gonna exist somewhere. Because you
Somewhere.
done came into existence.
You done came into existence. Now, here's the catch-22. Somebody lied and said, when you're dead, you're done. And somebody believed that, swallowed it, hook, line, and sinker.
Mm-hmm.
It's over.
And they did that with their mind.
They messed a lot of people up with their mind.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
These people are dangerous and maniacs.
They showed up with it.
As we finna see, as we keep going.
And now, after reading this here and hearing all this, we should be able to see who's the enemy of the law.
Mm-hmm.
Let's read on.
Who's the enemy of it?
Mm-hmm. 13. Our relation to Allah and all his creation is the ultimate narrative. This is our goal from day one, from kindergarten, all the way up until collegiate. This is what this group should be. Somehow, some way, somebody tricked you from kindergarten all the way to collegiate and got you in a pursuit of a career with all them different titles and names to it. And by the way, if you pursue this knowledge, I'm going to have a bachelor degree and a master degree waiting on you, baby. Ain't that sweet? It sounds good, don't it?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody is in pursuit of that right now as I speak, because now everybody that send their child to school, wasting your time. Everybody just wasted their time when it comes down to this truth.
There you go.
I don't mean no harm, but I hate to be so blunt.
Mm-hmm.
Forgive me for being blunt.
Mm-hmm. That's where we have. Without this understanding of knowledge of self.
Yeah.
Because without this knowledge of self, they're going to be able to trick each self. Who don't have this knowledge of self.
That's what's taking place now. We've been devastated and tricked out of our mind
Mm-hmm.
right now. They voting come up, and now everybody depending on these old Republican and Democratic Party right now to fix your problem.
Mm-hmm.
Can they do it
Mm-hmm.
by reading what we just read? Hell no.
Mm-hmm.
Can I read on?
Mm-hmm. And I want to add
Go
this
ahead.
to what
Go ahead.
add this value to what you're saying.
Go ahead.
That it says ultimate narrator. Right?
Yeah.
So now when we hit the word ultimate, you don't hear that word much.
No.
Let's bring that on the screen. Ultimate. Ultimate says to be final.
Final.
Come to an end.
Huh?
The last, final, farthest, most distant, extreme. It should say more close, as if they knew exactly what they were saying. Extreme, beyond. So as it say, all come from Allah, all return to Allah. Allah is the ultimate narrator.
Yeah.
Okay, so now when we talk about the ultra conscious, because that's not said in a while. So let's bring some light to ultra conscious. Ultra conscious is derived from the word conscious and ultra, meaning extreme, far beyond the norm,
Look at that.
Hence, ultra conscious literally means the most extreme, the furthest beyond knowledge, science, and skill. Reflection or reflecting the function and purpose of the ultra conscious as the highest and ultimate point, like the 12 at noon, the ultimate point of consciousness. And the ultra conscious, also known as the divine self. This is where the Creator wants us to end. Our final understanding of self should be at divinity.
Yeah, that's right. That's the true success. That's the true happiness. Yes, indeed. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. 14. Some say that we are cursed and we are fallen and that we must atone.
There go the original sin.
They said that the Negro or the colored man being cursed because somebody, and there had to be one hell of a curse because nobody else on the planet looked like us. So that got to be one big hell of a curse. See, this is how lies get out.
Don't in Christianity you have to atone?
Well, yeah.
Don't in Christianity they say you fallen?
Yeah.
Don't in Christianity they say you cursed?
Yeah.
Facts in the pudding right there.
And we must atone.
That's what these false scriptures are. These false scriptures are not for inspiration. Say all scriptures for inspiration, not the false ones. Because look what that damage have done to our brains, our spirits, and our hearts. We feel that we need a savior that save us from sin. This is what 14 is saying. You need a savior that's going to save you from sin. This is false according to all law. Allah is responsible over all. Not over a.
And it says our ultimate narrative is to know Allah. So that's the goal, not to know somebody else. In this life, they teach you to know somebody else other than Allah. Verse 15. Yet such narratives.
We have 15 or 13. Man, I
got it. I'm at. Yeah. Because remember,
I'm
curse about the curse. And the fallen. Then must atone. Yeah, that's our last one I read.
Okay.
15.
We have 15.
Yet such narratives are an insult of our divine creator, as if to claim that the creator of the universe would willingly make an error. Willingly make an error. That's just like they lied and told us the beginning of wisdom is the fear God. Now, how could that be? To learn is the fear. Don't get learning mixed up with fear. That ain't learning nothing. That ain't no wisdom beginning. Your wisdom begin with fear. Oh, come on, man.
Right.
I can do better than that.
Right. That's why we want to understand our relation to Allah. Because Allah, well, let's go to the relation definition. The definition of relation means connection.
Yeah. Just right. Yeah.
So our relation is our connection to
Allah.
yes.
And let's look at man and woman a moment. Why you think they get together is to what? Connect.
To connect.
You want this connection, but you don't want the pure connection with the divine creator, but you love this other connection. The male and female part. I want to point that out. I'm going to read a little more, okay? Verse 16. Other stories speak of only a few having authority from such deity, and all others no more than animals.
Lamb, calling a man a lamb, calling another man a goat. These are animals. That's mockery. We are divine. You up here calling a man a lamb,
a lamb
or a goat.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Or a ram,
or
a sheep.
Or sheep. You see that, man? We can see these people. They're lives that we left and right.
Left and right. That's why Sufian say, don't expect one to act like a sheep like behavior.
Yeah.
Because these people call, we know it, bad witness.
17, thirst. Some, such as the Umayyad, seek to rule not just tyrants, but as gods of madness. Look at that.
There we go.
And that's where we at. We had a state of condition of God of madness.
Yeah.
And when you look at the society, the whole world somewhere fighting right now. All the gods fighting amongst each other. The United States, Israel, Palestine, Russia, all of them.
These the Persian Jews.
All of them is battling.
Aryan Persian Jews.
All these foolish fools with the intention of killing up everybody. Gods of madness. There ain't no standing behind nobody. It's madness upon madness. And then want us to stand behind murderers and have the audacity to come on national TV and say stuff like that. Let me read another
That's
verse.
the few having authority.
Let me read another verse.
So do they have authority?
He get on there and say all they want. He ain't gonna make me jump and go hurt nobody.
See, that's the point.
I ain't.
See, he don't have authority. It's assumed.
Yeah.
And to challenge.
Yeah.
He's not the creator of creation.
Right. That's right.
Any authority. This is the authority. Allah is the ultimate authority.
That's right. He ain't told nobody what to do all that. That's their doing. Their will. Remember what he was talking about, the will and doing all this thing. 18. Nothing could be more insulting to Allah than to speak as if we are born of higher classes and lesser classes instead of one family.
That's all. Allah want all us. Allah want all us to be all family.
Yeah.
And we shun out these evil authorities that have pushed these doctrines of falsehood.
Yeah.
That's who we want to get rid of, not the actual people.
Yeah.
The authorities. that have pushed anarchy and have pushed insulting acts amongst our pure creator, our
people,
pure.
And this your wicked government doing all these things because they the one got in these different classes.
Right.
And then they got the rich and the poor.
They
Them
own
classes.
everything.
See, all this here.
Yes.
They even, when they build or start to build, they'll have people in the north on one side of town and people on the south one side of town. You got to pay attention to all that. Instead of one family, they made many. 19, verily, we are one. We are of one father, one mother. All.
This is what
Y'all.
This is what we have to have. All one.
Well, then how can the dictator proclaim to be one and ain't nobody bad but the white supremacy? Well, where white supremacy come in at?
By tricking the parents. This is where it all begins. When the parents don't know, this is where this statement opens up and brings us to the pinnacle of everyone's final understanding. No one came here by themselves. Everyone came here by way of a thought of their creator.
Mm-hmm.
So a parent is not a parent. A parent is part of a law. Mm-hmm. Until every parent points themselves as not the parent, but the creator is the parent. Mm-hmm. This is what they've done to all parents. They made y'all feel like y'all the parents so they can now have rulership over the parents, and now boom, you got rulership over the children easy. Mm-hmm. Because the children gonna come under the parents. And once the rulers got control over the parents, telling them what to do and what to think, mm-hmm. boom, the children gonna fall right into sin. So now, if you don't have your mother and your father telling you that they come from the Creator, that they come from Allah, this is how we fix everything that needs to be fixed. We don't have to play the big shot. Yeah. Everybody come from the one father, the one mother, which is all law. Mm-hmm. And this is what a lot of congregation of the whole entire planet since Christianocracy, it's hard to see this concept of that we're all one. It done caused so much division. Yeah. Denomination after denomination. Yeah. And now when Muhammad was around, you didn't have a Shiite or Sunni. You didn't have none of them things. So those are sectarians of the false scripture to keep the people conquered and divided, arguing amongst each other.
That makes so much sense.
When the law is all language.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then you got in Christianity, you got all of them denominations going at each other's throat. Mm-hmm. Everybody have Jesus, but everybody going at each other's throat. This one ain't right. This denomination is a crook.
Right.
The Church of Christ, the only one right.
Right.
Because they wear the name Church of Christ. Right. And this what separates them.
Right. We should be through and over with it.
20. O you who believe. Listen then to the truth of your heart. Let it be your guide as to the narrative. Your heart.
This is
Tender-hearted. I read somewhere that Abraham was tender-hearted. Not hard-hearted, but stout-hearted. So listen, being to the truth of your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Your heart beat truth. The rhythm of it. 21. Let not those who wish to control by fear spreading their false narrative. And if you notice it's about the army, they always put fear, they always use control, and they spread lies. They said Saddam Hussein has weapons of mass destruction.
See where they use false narratives?
When they got through the draw, the bombing over Baghdad, they found out that they had lied. They got rid of Saddam Hussein, and the trouble still is they got rid of Bin Laden, and they got rid of all the bad boys, and look at all the trouble still going on in the land. So that must have wasn't the bad guy. If we done got rid of the bad guy, why we still fighting? I'm just pointing the name.
Authority. Everything is easy.
Authority and control. Is that word control down there?
Once you understand this, everything easy. There ain't no more questions. The questions is your own misunderstanding. This is clear and rereadable. To know that creating race gonna come from it. Hate ain't nothing but love and purity. So anyone speaking such narratives are themselves what they say. So as we begin now, this is what the great noble Drew Ali, our Wali, said. He asked and said, where's the closest place to meet Allah?
Oh, look at that there.
So this letting us know if we want to meet the mind, the heart. We must listen to the truth of the heart.
The heartbeat.
And that's the Khalil. The Khalil is the heart. This is very key. And I'm going to bring us into the circle 7 as we get ready to close. And we got 5 more minutes. So it says number 7 after chapter 8. Allah's meeting place with man is in the heart. And in a still small voice, he speaks. And he who hears is still. Why did Muhammad tell us to listen to the truth of your heart? Why did Noble Drew Ali tell us the meeting place with Allah is in our heart? Why did Esau tell us to love thy neighbor as thyself? Love, love, love. Heart is associated with love. Someone who loves would never do anything non-loving. So as we understand why the heart is critical in Islam, in Islam, because this is the expression of Islam. It says, and all the people said, teach us. We want to know. Teach us to know the Holy One who speaks within the heart. Allah of the still small voice. Still means silent. The silent small voice. And Jesus said, the holy breath cannot be seen with mortal eyes, nor can men see the spirits of the Holy One in the heart. It's a whole reality, hidden dimension in your heart. That if we ain't still, you can't receive it. It says, but in their image, man was made. And he who looks into the face of man looks at the image of Allah who speaks within. Is that not connection? When a man honors man, he honors all law. And what man does for man, he does for all law. You must bear in mind, there go the mind again, there go the heart, that when you harm in thought or word or deed, yourself or another man or woman, you do a wrong to Allah. And we close.
That's why I don't go around pictures. Why the bother you? We ain't never stop in trouble.
So divine understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That'll close our meeting.
Beautiful.
But stay open and love
Mm-hmm.
in the name of Allah.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Peace.